Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is David. We'll get started here in about a couple minutes. Just let some people log into the room here. Can everybody hear me okay and see my screen? Thanks, Rudy. All right, we'll get started here in a couple minutes. All righty. We're going to get started here. Okay. So this is me, David Kushner with Right Line Trading. And today we're going to go over the Money Flow Tracker software. And hey, Eddie, and we're going to, I'm going to show you how we trade with it, how we pass our funded prop accounts, what we use and how we do it. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to try to spend more time looking at charts and stuff than looking at the PowerPoint. But before I get started, I want to do a little poll, a couple questions. Let's see. So here we go. Launch. This is the first time I've ever done a poll before with this. Just hold on a second. Let me let her out of the room. Okay, so looks like a big mixture between 1 to 3 years and 10 years plus. Okay, let's see, let's do the next one. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Okay. This is the first time I've done polls, so I'm not really 100% sure on how to. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the next one. So, are you currently profitable trading? Okay, so most of you are saying, no, you're not profitable trading. Okay, let's do the next one real quick. Are you consistent with your trading? I guess that that's to the people that are profitable, pretty much. So 85% of you, 83% of you say no. Okay. And have you guys seen the money flow tracker software? This is the one I really wanted to know because, okay, so 77% of you say no. Well, you're in for a real treat. All right, let's see. And let's see. If I could show you how to be more consistent, would you be interested? I would expect everybody to say yes. Okay, so I'd expected most people will say yes. All right, well, that worked out good. It gives me an idea on who's here, what type of trading you're doing, if you're profitable, if you're not profitable. So I was in the same boat as you guys were. So let me go ahead and do the disclaimer first. So basically, this disclaimer says, don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. We're not soliciting offers to buy to sell. We're not giving trading advice. We're not market makers. We're not licensed managers. Everything we talk about here is a trading methodology, and my results are not necessarily indicative of future results. So everything we talk about is educational purposes only. So who am I? Who is the guy talking on the other side? Okay, so my name's David Kushner. Now, I've been trading the markets for over 20 plus years. I've traded stocks, options, futures, Forex. I traded Forex for 12 years. I was in the automotive parts business that I started when I was 18 years old and had that business for 28 years before I sold it And since then, I've been trading full time. So like most of you, you probably have a whole shelf full of indicators or hard drive full of indicators and trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises. Right? I have them. I had a lot of empty promises, helped me become more profitable, more consistent, blah, blah, blah. So I saw a webinar that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the money flow tracker system. And right then and there, a light bulb went off in my head. I quickly realized that this methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but it's more based on a mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. Okay, and now I only trade with institutional money flow, and it's made me much more profitable and much more consistent as a trader. And now we're running over a 70% win-loss rate, right? So I trade with 6 funded prop accounts. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how to pass valuations, become a funded trader, how the money flow tracker system works, the high probability setups that we use, the unbreakable rules to follow. And when I mean unbreakable, it means we don't break the rules. And how I trade back breakouts and sidestep losing trades, right? So also for those who stay till the end of the webinar, it's be about 45 minutes because I'm going to go pretty quick through the slides that, you know, aren't as, that I don't think is as important. All the slides are important, but the things I really want to get into is the system, okay? And we're going to have we have an incredible discount. I'm going to get some extra software, right? So what do you need for create a trading system? First of all, you need software that will provide you with a competitive edge over all other traders. And when I say a competitive edge over all other traders, the all other traders are retail traders. See, because we trade with institutional order flow. So we don't consider ourselves retail traders. We trade with the institutions. And if they're not trading, neither are we. The second thing is you need to be able to track the direction of money flow. And when I say money flow, I always mean institutional money flow, not retail money flow, because we know that retail traders lose money. The third thing is etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion. You know, today we didn't have any setups that markets were choppy, we were in ranges, we didn't have any setups, so we didn't take any trades. And the fourth thing, which is the most important thing, is patience and discipline to let the trade set up. And today that's what we were. We were patient, we were disciplined, and we just weren't getting any setups. So we didn't take any trades. And that's the bottom line. Follow the rules, be patient, and let the trade set up. So I'm going to break down the system in detail, right? But I'm going to show you some trades that I've been taking every day, and I'm going to go through these trades pretty quick because I really don't want to spend that much time on trades that we have taken. I want to show you trades that we could take, right? So here are a couple of option trades: AMC, GME, 188%, Costco, 46%. These are weekly options. This is a trade that we took on 30-year bonds. Now 41 ticks at 31 and a quarter a tick is $1,281. And we had to close the trade because you can't hold the trade overnight in a funded account. Otherwise, this would have been probably double of this when it gapped up the next day. Here's some trades on the euro. But first, I want to share with you my track record. Every day, I do a trade performance result in NinjaTrader, and I download it into a program that I use. It's a online trade journal program. And what it does is I take this, I upload my NinjaTrader spreadsheet for the trades for the day, like this was on the 10th, this was yesterday, and we upload it into here, right? So this is what we've done. July 4th was a holiday. So we didn't trade on the 4th. We didn't trade today because there were no trades, right? Yesterday we did $960, right? For this month, we're running an 89% win rate. Last month, look at it, June, we didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, really 7 days, because one of these days was a holiday. All right, 7 days, we didn't take any trades, right? And look what we did. This is what we did in June, $9,087. And that's not trading 7 out of 20 days, trading days in a month. So we're very patient, and if we don't get setups, we don't take trades. Okay. This is what we've done so far. In January, we did $8,329. February, we did only $4,000. March, we did $9,900. April, $5,900. May, $5,200. June, $9,000. So far this month, we're up $3,400, and we're only not even halfway into the month. And we didn't trade today. So this is my equity curve, right? This is my equity curve. This is a great looking equity curve. Yeah, we had a couple of choppy trades in here, a couple ups and downs, but overall, we're from the bottom left to the top right. Okay, and here is what we did in, here's our equity curve for 2022. Now, this is only from June till the end of the year because we started using this program in June. Right, and here are the trades that here are our monthly reports. Right, so we're consistent, we're making money. All of our trades are not 100% successful. If I told you that every trade was successful, then first of all, I'd be lying to you, and I won't do that. Second of all, because you know what? I know what it's like to be lied to. And I know what it's like to be conned by a bunch of these guys out there selling stuff, right? So that's my track record. You can see we're making money every day, almost every day. Our losing days, we try to keep to about 500. And our winning days, you know, we just let them go, right? So let's keep going. So it's likely you're having a problem making money. And I kind of got that idea from the poll that some of you guys aren't being successful, that you're not being consistent. I wasn't until I came across the money flow tracker system, right? So why you're having problems making money? You don't have the proper tools. That's one thing. You overtrade, revenge trade, that's the big one, and you make impulsive decisions. You lack consistency. This was me. You trade with indicators that lag price. You lack a mathematical proven methodology. And all this stuff here leads to blowing out trading accounts. So it's my commitment to you to bring this to an end, right? So why do 95 to 98% of traders lose money and go broke? Because they're using the same old things: price action, MACD, Elliott waves, price patterns, Fibonacci's, you know, all this stuff. None of these things have any future predictive properties. Okay, it's the same thing every retail trader is using, right? And why do they're not making money, right? Because they're not trading with institutions. So Mark Sachs, 15 plus years, I think it's even way longer than 15, in the field of applied mathematics. And this has allowed him to engineer the software and a trade methodology that can rapidly change your performance and grow your trading account. So you've never seen a system like this before because it's totally unique. And we have over 500 traders in our trading rooms that we trade shoulder to shoulder with every month. So this is the big slide. This is the slide that means the most to me. One of them, all right? The market consists of many small retail traders, which a lot of you guys are small retail traders. You know, we're all small retail traders. But there's large institutions that move the market. Retail traders don't move the market. Retail traders are like little guppies, and the big institutions are swallowing them up and making their bellies full. Okay, so the money flow tracker system, there are three key metrics on the system. The first thing is triple screen assessment of order flow. And when I say order flow, I'm talking about institutional order flow. Triple screen assessment of the correlative markets in our neural network or artificial intelligence, and triple screen assessment of the LIQUIDITY, which is for momentum. So without momentum, you really don't have any moves. When we say triple screen assessment, we mean 3 time frames. So for instance, our trading chart is a 2-minute. We use multiples of 3. So the next time frame would be a 6-minute, and the next time frame would be an 18-minute. Now we trade mostly with Unirenko charts, so we're using range charts as our higher time frames, right? So triple screen assessment of order flow is the first powerful force that moves price. So I know order flow, those candles with all these numbers inside the candle, on top of the candle, on side of the candle, below the candle, you know, all these numbers. I've tried trading with this. There's no way I could trade with this. But we have a different way of showing order flow without all these numbers. And so when I say triple screen assessment of order flow, I mean that we need to have, hold on a second. Sorry. We need to have order flow on all time frames going in the same direction, right? So I'm going to pull this chart over here really quick, just to show you how we display order flow. So you see the outline of the candle? The green outline means that we have positive order flow, right? The delta of these candles are positive. So I like to just say there's more buyers in these candles than sellers. So you see these lines inside the candle? We're the only one that shows the wicks inside the candles on Unirenko bars, right? How do we know that they're institutional buys? We look at over here on the bottom right, well, I have mine on the bottom right, is order flow. How many orders have gone through per minute? So when we have a big number here, we know institutions are trading. That's how we know when institutions are trading. So the green outline candles means that we have more buyers in the candle. Red candles mean that we have negative delta or more sellers in the market. I like to keep things really easy and to understand. Okay, so let me put this back over here. So the next slide. So how do we determine the order flow? Well, we use a 15-period SMA. It's not a standard SMA. It has an algorithm in it. It's got some smoothing factors in it. And we just call it the 15. All right. Okay. The next thing is triple screen assessment of the LIQUIDITY. Now the LIQUIDITY shows up momentum, and that's the second most powerful force that moves price. So here you see these wicks inside the candle. As the wicks get smaller, the momentum is increasing. When the wicks are bigger, the momentum is not increasing. So what we did was we created the modified LIQUIDITY. And we took all these indicators, added an algorithm, and developed the modified LIQUIDITY. Now the modified LIQUIDITY on the bottom here, it doesn't show divergence like other oscillators, but it shows the strength of the trend. Right, so how do we display that? Well, we want to have the LIQUIDITY on the highest time frame, the mid time frame, and your trading chart going in the same direction. Everything is triple screen assessment, okay? So what we did, we took all those indicators and we took all the supply percent K lines, we added an algorithm to them and some other formula, and it's displayed like this in a bar like display, right? So if you look at this, the bottom one, you can see when this crosses below 20, this will turn red. Oh, gotta go back. This will turn red. When it crosses above 20 and it's sloping up, it'll be lime green. When it crosses above 80, it'll turn dark green. And when it crosses below and is sloping down, it will be orange. So it was sloping down, it turned around, it went up, it turned light green, and then it turned dark green, right? So when this modified Laguerre is pinned at 100, we get what we call the acceleration dots. Okay, so see when this came down here, it got pinned at 0, we had these acceleration dots here. And when this crossed over 80 and pinned at 100, we have the acceleration dots. So that's one thing. The next thing is the third most powerful force that moves price is our artificial intelligence quant lines, right? And what do the quant lines do? They take 28 market components, they examined by the artificial intelligence system for correlation. So look, if the euro is going up, right, we want it to be like a rising tide floats all boats. If the euro is going up, we want to see the yen going up. We want to see the pound going up. We want to see the Australian dollar going up. For instance, if ES is going up, we would like to see RTY, YM, and NQ go up at the same time. That's powerful. It means that people are either buying up all the markets or selling them. The next thing is what we call our C2 indicator. And what that does, it brings in the next highest time frame. So now we don't just have 3 time frame buy, 3 time frame sells, we have 4 time frame buy and 4 time frame sells. So I'm going to bring over this YM chart here because it's a really good example, right? This is the C2, this stair-stepping line going up. So when we have the C2 and we have the colored background, right? These are the quants. The top one is the short term, the bottom one is the long term. We only trade if the quants are both green or both red. We don't trade with red and yellow, only both green or both red. Right? So before I go any further, I want to explain to you what we're looking for. Right? And you know, I'm going to show you all the rules and everything, but I want to explain to you. We're looking for a dark green, background or a dark pink background. Let me see if I find one here. Okay, here's a dark pink background. So we're only trading on the dark pink or the green, right? This solid line is our trend line. This thin dot dash line is the 15 that I explained to you. We just call it the 15, right? And the trend line. So the trend line always has to be above the 15 going up, and the trend line will be below the 15 going down. So we have here these lines here, and I'm going to bring up an arrow line because it's easier for me to show. So right here we have a pivot, right? And then we have, let me see if I can find, okay, so these shaded areas here, this is higher time frame support and resistance. And we have 2 pivots inside this one. Okay, so we never trade into pivots. We never trade into higher time frame resistance. We never trade into the VWAP. We only trade away from them. All right, so let me just go back here and continue. Okay, so we bring in the 4th time frame. I already explained to you that. So putting it all together is really easy. It took me 2 weeks before I had the system down pat and I was making money with it. Right? So the money flow tracker. So these are the rules and this is the setups. Super simple. First thing we look for, colored background. 3 time frames in agreement. Rule number 2, we must have the C2. Can you trade without it? Yeah, you can. But the highest probability trades is when you have 4 time frames, the colored background and the C2. The third thing is we always want to have the trend line above the 15 going up and below the 15 going down. Pretty simple. The fourth rule, we have to clear pivots. We never trade into pivots. I'm going to show you my pullback and go strategy on how I trade breakouts. Okay. 1 minute, please. I'm gonna need to take a minute. I'll be right back. And I apologize. I have a guy working on my AC unit and he needed to talk. Anyways, okay. So we don't trade into pivots. We only trade away from them. The fifth thing, both quants need to be either red or green. And the multiple time frame Laguerre needs to be either red or green. Right? And our modified Laguerre needs to be, I like to only trade if it's red or green. I don't like to trade if it's orange. I've taken trades when it's orange and it's okay, but I prefer everything to be green or everything to be red. Okay? And then we want to have the modified Laguerre pinned at 100 so we get our acceleration dots. Now we're not using these arrows anymore because they create a lot of lag time. And we can't trade with lag time, otherwise we don't know where we are in the trade. And we need to have the acceleration dots. All right, so this particular trade would have been 63 ticks because we exited on this trade when the 15 changed color. All right, so the software gives you clear and exact entry prices, clear and exact exit signals, and predefined targets. John wants to know, can I explain what are pivots and how to identify them? You don't have to identify them. You just have to look on the chart. If there are dash line here, the software creates the pivots. Created this pivot and higher time frame resistance. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. The software does it all for you. So the way I trade breakouts, which I call my pullback and go strategy, is that, hold on a second, out, Okay. So the strategy is that we need to break the pivot by 3/4 candle. So this would be a half a candle. This would be the 3/4 candle. We wait for a pullback candle. As the candle is pulling back, we place an order to sell on down close. If this candle keeps going, if this, let's say this pulls back and it keeps going up, and we have our order here, we'll never get filled. And as soon as this candle closes up, the order will automatically get canceled by our NDT, which is our trading platform. Okay, here's a couple of examples. Here's one, you can see my order markers. Break the pivot, get a pullback and go. Break the pivot, get a pullback and go. And so on, 36 ticks. Here's 2 trades on the Canadian dollar. Here's a couple other trades that we've taken. Here's a trade on gold for 60 ticks at $10 a tick. It's 600 bucks. Natural gas. These are all markets we trade. This trade here, look, we broke the pivot. These candles formed really fast. I waited for this pullback, placed my order to sell on down close, went down, got my first profit target at 10, exited on line change. This trade was $550 times 6. So that trade times 6 accounts was $3,300, this one trade. All right, before I talk about the money flow tracker auto trader. So I use a program called Replicanto by Flowbots. It's a trade copier. So what I do is you set a leader account, which is whatever account you're going to have on your chart, like my CL. My leader account is this account. And then I turn on or turn off these other accounts. So if I have all these accounts on, when I take a trade on CL, it would automatically, and I can show you, let's see, CL, and here's my order window. And I know the markets are closed, but I'm just going to show you real quick. If I go buy on up close, what happened? Close. Oh, because the market is, why didn't that show? Sell on down, okay. Oh, because the market's not open. Okay, so look, I said sell on down close, it placed all these orders, right? I cancel all these orders. They're going to be canceled anyways because the market's not open. Okay, so let's see, cancel all. All right, so this is the NDT. This is what we use to trade with, and I'll go into this a little bit later. Okay, so the auto trader, I love the auto trader. This is the auto trader is traded on this chart. It's a 24 tick Uniranko, and we trade MNQ, right? So I'll show you, let me find a trade here. So it's automatically programmed to follow the rules. Okay, let's see. Let me add a little more data here. Let's do 20 days. Anyways, so I'm not going to wait until I look because I don't want to waste time. So what it does is it trades a 24, 60, 120 Uniranko bar. It uses the 145 tick stop. That's why we trade MNQ, right? And it needs that stop because of the size of the bar. You want to give it an opportunity to move around. Well, this trade was 792 ticks. This trade here, the auto trader took was 704 ticks. This trade, the auto trader took, because the rules are all met, So it's going to take the trade. We have the colored background. We have the 15 below the trend line. We have the C2, right? We have the quants in agreement. We have everything in agreement. It will take the trade. That's 665 ticks. Here's another one, 1,000 ticks. Here's another one, and here's the equity curve for the last 2 years on the auto trader. Peter, the auto trader, we're talking about the money flow tracker, the Revolution's auto trader. We call it the Revo. All right, I have it set to trade CL, the Revo strategy, and it did. It took a couple trades on CL today. This one here, let's see. I don't know where the other one is, so, but I have it set to trade also on CL, the Revo one. The other one is the AI auto trader. That trades on minute charts. Yes, we trade micros on the auto trader because it has to have such a big stop, but we're also going for hundreds of ticks, not just 20 or 30 ticks. Last week we had a few trades. We got a couple, 300-400 ticks. One trade, I think about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, we did like 600 ticks. Okay, so now this software, the most powerful software, is now available to the small retail trader. Okay, and this trading methodology is super simple to learn. So what does trading success mean? It means financial freedom. What does financial freedom mean? No financial pressure. You work from home. You have no boss. You have no commute. So how great would it be? Really, think about it. How great would it be if you could master trading with the money flow tracker software and achieve financial independence? I showed you here my, this is for the last 180 days. This is what we did every day for the last 180 days. A lot more winners, a lot of small losers. Okay, this was one day we did $3,800. One day, $3,800. All right, that's why I'm showing you this, because I want you to know that I am being transparent and showing you my trades and my trading with this software. And I got to tell you, the thing that I love about this software the most, not that it gives me high probability setups, but it keeps me out of choppy range bound markets. Because you can see here, this was this morning, right? Look at all this, chop, chop, chop. We didn't have any setups, no C2s, all chop. We didn't take no trades. This trade here was at 11:49. We had quit for the day because it was so choppy, right? We normally start the room at 8 o'clock and we trade till about 11. Well, now I'm just going to start the room at 9 o'clock and we're going to trade till 12, because there are usually a lot of good trades between 11 and 12, right before London and Europe is closing. Here's a trade, and I'm not making this up. Here's a trade this afternoon. I wasn't trading, but here's a setup. If I was sitting here trading it, I would have taken this without a doubt. Here's the pivot, right? But we didn't have everything else lined up. Now we have the 15 above the trend line above the 15, right? So we take the trade, we get a pullback candle, we take the trade right here, right on one tick above this candle, and we stay in this trade until the line changes. That's 34 ticks. I usually trail my stop one below the previous candle. So this here, I would have probably got 40 ticks on this trade. But here's a setup. This is a setup. This is a great setup, perfect setup. Broke, everything closed, got that pullback candle, and boom, it went up. And that's what we look for. That's the setups that we look for. High probability setups. So Peter wants to say, why not 2 candles before? The candles below had a pullback too. Well, I don't know what candles have pullbacks. Once I'm in the trade, yeah, we get some candles that have pullbacks. But this wasn't enough of a pullback. I like to see at least half a candle pullback. So I could have taken the trade on here because we did have the 15 and the trend line in the right area. But on this candle, it wasn't until this candle closed. Then it was. When this was pulling back, they weren't crossed because I was watching this, right, when I was getting ready for the webinar. And I just wasn't in set up for trading right then and there. Otherwise, I would have taken this trade. But no matter what, it still was a profitable trade and we followed the rules. And that's the thing. You got to follow the rules. So now you have 2 choices. You have your first option, do nothing. If you're making money and you're consistent, but from the polls, I pretty much, you know, have seen that most of you aren't consistent and you're looking to be consistent. All right. So the second option would be take action today and join the thousands of traders we have that work from home about 4 hours plus or minus a day. And you have no boss and you have total financial freedom. But you have to have patience and discipline. And it's okay not to take a trade. And it's okay if a trade doesn't look quite right to you to skip it. All right. So the money flow tracker system, what are the benefits and the features? Absolutely, John. John asked, can you software trade stocks for options? Absolutely. We have tons of people that are trading stocks and options with it. They're not trading, you know, Renko bars. They're not day trading. They're trading it with, you know, maybe an hour template or whatever template that, you know, you want to trade off of, right? So the software is easy to learn. We give you all the workspaces. We give you all the templates. It's great for beginners. Sometimes I wish I was a beginner. It's perfect for any account size. I mean, look, we have people that all they trade is micros, and they're happy with that. And you can trade futures, forex, stocks, and options. So we had a meeting today, and we decided that for the first 10 traders come aboard today, we're going to give you some really powerful software and additional software plus, right? So you're going to get the market scanner, which is a $999 value. And look what the market scanner does. You know, if you wanted to trade stocks, right, you can add, let's see, you can add, I don't have stock data, but you can add into your, and this is what's really good about this. You know, each market, we trade a different bar size. Let's see, I want to get rid of Apple. Okay, we trade a different bar size. For instance, CL, we trade at 2510. Natural gas, we trade at 2510. Gold, we trade at 410.20. ES, we trade at 248. NQ and M3, we trade at 820.40. And RTY, we trade at 410.20. So when we get a buy on, let's say, we don't have a buy on anything right now that we would be looking at, but when you get a buy on this, you just go and look at the chart and see, hey, do I have a setup here? Do I have a setup? And if you want to put, you know, 50 stocks in here and you want to just run it on a daily chart, you can do that too. I've never really tried that. I don't have, what do you call it? I don't have stock data. I have end of day stock data. Let's see, connection, kinetic end of day for free. So let's see, did that connect? Yes, it did. So this is the end of the day. So let's see, AAPL, Apple. I don't know if it's going to show this stuff in here, but you can put stocks in there also, and you can trade options with them. All right. Let's see. Okay, the next thing is the NDT. Now I showed you the NDT. That's exactly what it looks like. It's the same as this picture. So when we're looking at to buy on up close, we just click this button and it places an order one tick above the candle. And this is where we put our ATM here. We have our account all set up here, or sell on down close for a short position. I like to use it in a way that if I'm long, I'll click this button, close on down close. Because I went and I did a study and I noticed that every time we get a reversal candle, about 85% of the time, we get a lot more candles after it. So for instance, reversal candle, about 6 candles, reversal candle, big run, reversal candle, 3 candles, reversal candle, reversal candle, reversal candle. Okay, so I decided that, you know what, when I get in a trade, if I'm long, I'm just going to click this button, close on down close. Because if I already know that a high probability, a high percentage that when I get a reversal candle, I'm going to get more candles after that in the same direction, why do I want to take a full stop? I'd rather, cut my stop down, manage my trade, than to take a full stop when I already know that when I get a reversal candle, I have a high probability of getting more of the same candles. So you get the NDT, which has a $1,500 value. You get the master class series on futures, forex, stocks, and options, which is very good, by the way. And for the first month, you get 1 month free access to my trading room. Now, this Dr. Allen, and this was in, I believe it was in Futures and Commodities magazine. He did a study, and he evaluated 20,000 historical trade records and 15,000 prospective trades. And in his study, he reviewed more than 225 trading websites and evaluated them using several factors, including their transparency, proven track record, and the likelihood of them to assist traders with educational materials and online support. And we came out on top at Right Line Trading. Why? Because we have a great team of people to help you. So here's the offer that we're doing today, right? We're taking $500 off these prices, right? We have 3 options here. You can do $24.97 with your discount, and you get the software for a year and 1 year in the trade room. Or you can do $11.97 just for 1 year of the software, or you can do $295 a month. Either way. But for the first 10 people, now I think Rory, can you put the link for the software into the questions, into the chat? All right. So he'll go ahead and put that in there. So for the first 10 people that come aboard today, we have some bonus for you, and I really can't understand why we're doing this, but we're doing it. You're going to get the Money Flow Tracker Auto Trader, which is a $29.97 value. That's what we normally sell it for on our website. You're going to get the NDT Execution Platform, is what we sell it for $1,500 on our website. The Market Scanner I showed you was $9.97. The Trade Room is $127. The value of all the tutorials and all the master classes and all that has a value of $11.97. And you'll get all your software installed and coaching support. So you have 3 options. You can do a monthly, you can pay one time for the whole year, which basically is $100 a month, or you can do $24.97, and that's with one year of the trade room included. Okay, So this is the offer, and we're going to do this for the first 10 people. Okay, if you look in the chat box, I'm actually going to put the link here and send it to you all in the questions box too, that if you want to, just purchase it from the link, right? So if you do decide to come aboard with us, which I would love to see most of you in my trade room, I know that I probably have 10 people in this webinar from my trade room. And I get a lot of compliments from people in my trade room. And Rory gets a lot of compliments also about how I trade and how I teach in the trade. I love teaching and how I teach in the trade room. We don't just look at trades because sometimes the markets aren't doing anything and we'll look at other things. So here's my commitment. Is so when you purchase the Money Flow Tracker software is to help you become a successful trader. So remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. It really is not your fault. You're just not using the right tools. You're using the same old tools and the same old things that everybody else teaches, that everybody else sells, that basically doesn't work. If it worked, I wouldn't have 300 people in this webinar listening to me, wanting to know about this software. The Money Flow Track software is totally unique, and it will give you the edge to trade with the institutional order flow. And that is the key words, institutional order flow. That is what we trade with. Mark Foster just says, you guys rock, right? So my commitment to you is to teach you not just how to read the setups, but also help you to develop the mental mindset you have to have in order to achieve financial independence. Trading is not just about a system. Trading is not just about making money. Trading is you have to have the mental mindset for trading. Okay? You have to have that. I'll show you a trade that we skipped today on CL, right? I skipped this trade and it would have been a profitable trade. Let's see, it was right here. CL was chopping and chopping and chopping. Finally, it broke out, right? But it broke out. We got the pullback candle. Then we got another candle really quick. Then we got another candle, but this was a red candle. Okay. So, and then we had another pullback candle. So I didn't like this trade because, first of all, these candles took forever to complete. Okay. This candle, 10:44:32. Well, this one was 1 second. This was like 4 or 5 minutes for this candle. And I just kind of said to myself, and it was just bouncing up and bouncing up and bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. And I just said, you know what? I don't like this trade. I don't like all these pullback candles in a row. So I skipped it. Okay. I skipped this trade and it would have been a profitable trade. But you know what? We didn't have great volume either. So I skipped it and it would have been a profitable trade. I would have never known. You would have never known that because we were like here. But just the way the market was acting, just the way it was going on, just made me not comfortable. Okay. So I learned to, it's okay to skip a trade. All right. You don't want to take trades that you're going to spend your mental capital. If you take a trade and it's a proper setup and it loses, so be it. Not every trade's going to win. Okay, so let me see, Rory, how many people have already signed up that we have left on the 10? So you have 6 people signed up through the link. Okay, so Rudy is saying to me, what does it cost for the Discord? Only the average retail trader and not for this upfront fee. The Discord is, we don't charge. If you're a member, we don't charge for the Discord. Okay, we have a Discord chat for, we don't charge for that. Okay, so what Rory said that he'll do is for anybody that wants to purchase the software or wants to become a member with us, if you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, he will honor the discount above 10 people for being here today. Okay? So I would urge you to put your name and your phone number in the questions box. Okay? So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of you guys lose money, right? It's a fact that 95 to 98% of retail traders lose money. Okay? But not our traders. Why? Thanks, John. Thanks, Lennon. Why? Why do our traders make money and other retail traders lose money? Because when you're losing money and you're throwing your hard-earned cash in the toilet on losing trades, the market makers are taking your money. And since we trade with institutional money flow, we're trading in the same direction that they are. Okay? That's what makes us, that's what sets us apart from anybody else out there. And believe me, I've gone through a lot of people and I've had a lot of empty promises. And honestly, when I saw this software, I knew I had a home. I started out trading with them. I started out trading with Craig in the trading room. And I believe so much in the software, and I've been so successful with the software that when they were looking for somebody to run a trading room just to trade Forex, I contacted them and I said, I'd be interested. So I did. And we started trading Forex, but Forex wasn't moving as much. Michael, if you put your name and your phone number in the chat, and you have Rory call you and you see what he can do for you, okay? Gene, if you could put your phone number in the chat also in the questions box. You put your email address, you put your phone number in there, right? So look, if you want the room, we have 3 tiers here. You get the room included, $11.97 for just the software, and you get the first month of the room with me. Okay, so if you want to continue with the room, you just pay $127 a month. So you can basically, it'll cost you $100 a month for the software. $100. I just showed you trades where I just showed you a trade where I made $3,300 in one day. And I showed you trades that I showed you here in my spreadsheet here, in my trade journal. Look at some of these days, right? This day here, 2,800. This day here, 1,600. This day here, 355. This day here, 745. Look at our losing days. This was 1,000. This was 1,300. But look at all the other ones: 300, 400, 140, 460. We probably average about $400, maybe $500 on a losing day. If I was to average this out, it'd be I would say probably about 500. All right, but look at the winning days: 2,400, 1,192. This one day paid for my software for the whole year. Just one day. All right. I mean, I can't make this up. I mean, all this stuff is imported from NinjaTrader into Edgewonk, this program, has the trade numbers and everything. So, and then on top of the 1197 for the whole year, you're going to get the auto trader system. Here, I'll show you something really quick. Performance by instrument. Okay, the only thing we trade MNQ on is the auto trader. And the only thing we trade the NASDAQ on is the auto trader, and we only trade MNQ. So look, I can't really do it by day. I guess I could, but I'm just want to show you. So look, this was the March contract, 2100. This was the June contract, 44. So okay, so take this. Here's the June contract. 4,400 divided by 3 is about 1,100 a month. You can make on it. This one here, 2,800 on September, and we're still in the September contract. And these were just the MNQ auto trader that I showed you. Right? You get the execution, the NDT, the market scanner, my live trade room, the tutorials. You get all of this. If you just want the software without the room for a year, you pay $11.97, $100 a month. Yes, that's 6 accounts, and I'm working on 2 more. And I'm working on 2 more. And the thing is that if I take one trade, like for instance, on Monday, yesterday, it was kind of slow, right? This is July. Filters do not, oh, I got to get rid of the filters because they don't apply to this page. Okay. This was on Monday. This was yesterday. We took this trade. We traded yesterday. Takes a second for these two. All right. We did $960. We traded YM, and we got like 20 ticks on YM on 2 contracts times 6 accounts. No, we didn't get 20 ticks. We got, I don't remember, but it ended up here. We ended up taking a little trade on CL. We didn't make much on this trade, only maybe a couple ticks. And we took YM, right? And these are the trades we took. So yeah, and this is how I pass the evaluations, by taking high probability setups. This one trade this evening, this one trade just on YM, this trade here, just following by the bottom of the account, is 38 ticks. Let's say 40 ticks just to make the math easier. 40 ticks, that's $200 on each contract. Well, not 200 because the first profit target is 10. So that's $250. Right? No, it's 50 on the first and $150 times 6 is 900. No, 150 times 6 is wait. My brain's not working today. It's $900, yeah, on that one trade total across 6 accounts. Okay, so let's continue on. So I want to show you, there's probably about 20 testimonials that people did on here, but I want to just show you this. So this woman here, she never traded before. She didn't know what Ninja Trader was. She didn't know what a tick was. She didn't know what YM is. She didn't know anything about trading. But Mark taught her things. Mark taught her how to trade. Now she trades. She's a 6-figure trader. And she doesn't trade every day either, because if there's no setup, she doesn't take any trades. And that's the same thing we do. If there's no setups, we don't trade. Okay, here's a bunch of testimonials that people have sent us. let's see, let's some more questions here. John says, after Ron, can you email products to me so I can download them later? John, did you already purchase the software? Let me see. Did you did it from the link that we gave you? Okay. All right. Well, Rory will be contacting you, and he'll get you all set up. I won't be here for the next. I won't be in the room or running errands because of the. I am going on vacation. Actually, I'm going to my daughter's wedding. Anyway, this is recorded. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, it was recorded. You'll get a recording. Let's see. Anyways, you'll get the recording. Okay, Bill wants to know how much money are you putting to risk every day on an average trade. Okay, it depends. You know, like on YM. So YM we use a, let's see. So YM, our ATM, we have a 20 tick stop. And we're taking a 10 for the first profit target and 50 for the second one. On CL, we only use, I believe, a 12 tick stop. On NQ, you got to use at least a 40 tick stop. You know, each market has its different stops, depending on the bar size and depending on the market and the volatility. Okay, so I would encourage you or anybody else that's here that really wants to be successful. And look, I can't guarantee, I would never tell anybody that you're not going to have losing trades, because you will. It's just a fact. It's a part of trading. And that's the thing people have a hard time with, is losing trades. Even me, nobody likes to take a losing trade. You know what? But every time I think about, you know what? I took 2 losses in a row. What's going on here and this and that? I go back to this. Okay. I go back to this and I go and I look at my equity curve and I'm going, you know what? Just one of those trading days where just things weren't following through. It's Michael, is that saying that it's is it advised to use a VPS with this software? You don't have to. Okay. You don't have to. Some people like to use a VPS. We have one guy that trades from Thailand, and he has a VPS because he doesn't have a great internet connection there, and the VPN will helps with that. So you don't have to, but if you want to, there's nothing wrong with it. I had run the software on a VPS; it runs great, but you have to make sure your VPS has enough computing power. You know, because believe it or not, some of these indicators use a lot of data. All right, so for the people that put their name and their phone number in, Rory will be giving you a call. Lennon, do you have a WhatsApp number? Rory asked me to, let's see. Okay, so if there's no other questions, I'm gonna put this back up here real quick. If there's no other questions, oh, he says the WhatsApp number is the same. Okay, yeah, he'll give you a call on that then. I look forward to seeing you guys in my trading room with me. You know, sometimes we let's see, it's 5:43. We're running a little bit behind, but you know, when the markets are slow, we do training, we answer questions, we go. I showed how to, how to make $250,000 a year by only trading, by with a spreadsheet, and a lot of different things. And I know that the people that I do have in the room are getting a lot out of the room because I want people to get value. I want people to see the value that we're giving here for I want people to get value. I don't want to be the type of person that, or be in where let me see, the right slide here. I don't want to have a reputation that somebody, well, these guys are a ripoff. These guys don't do anything. These guys they don't make money. Well, you know what? They can say whatever they want, but I can just tell them they're full of baloney because here are all my trades. All my trades, every trade I take gets put into this every day. When I'm done trading, it goes into this program. And that's how I keep track of my trading. Here's June. Here's May, right? Well, what did we do in May? In May, we made 5,200. But look how many days we didn't trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days we didn't trade. Plus we had some losing trade days, but these were small, 339, 205, 200. These 2 days were larger losing days than I would want them to be. But look at our winning days. So we haven't had a losing month. Okay, here is 2023, here's 2022, right? And here's our monthly report. We haven't had a losing month, and we very rarely have a losing week. So I'm done. I've showed you as much as I can. I want to show you a trade here on NQ this afternoon. Nice setup here. This trade here broke the pivots, got the pullback here. This trade went up, let's say $39. That's 39 times 4, 156 ticks on this one trade. And we even had a really nice trade on ES this afternoon. Where is my ES chart? Here we go. Here's the trade on ES. Okay, here's the broke the pivot. Here's the pullback candle. As soon as I get that pullback candle, I'm placing my order to buy up here, and I'm trailing by the bottom. That's $9. That's 36 ticks. That's 36 ticks. 36 times 12.50. $450 just on one contract, and let's see, 450 plus the 10 tick first target. It's $575 just on this one trade. Just on this one trade. And ES has been so choppy today. Here's a trade on ES. This was at 12 o'clock. This trade here broke the pivot. Now this was a choppy one. There's another pivot here. So it has to break this pivot too. So broke the pivot, got the pullback candle, went long here,